Another phrase that I love to share with people is
Mm,
expectations is premeditated resentment. So,
mhm.
like, if you're expecting things from somebody else, how you would do them, you are just setting yourself up to be disappointed and upset with that person. And is that what you really want in your relationship? Do you want to constantly be like, well, they didn't do it this way, blah, blah, and like constantly upset? Like, no, that's your person. You want to love and support them. And
I don't want that on either side.
yeah, it's a partnership. Welcome to Intimacy Evolution with Brianna and Mark Carey, where they discuss desire, intimacy, and how to embrace the changes within your relationship. Brianna has been a sexual health educator for 14 years and is currently working as a relationship and intimacy coach. Mark is a licensed professional counselor and has been running his own private practice for 6 years. Together, they have 2 young kids and have dealt with the many ebbs and flows during their 15 years together. Intimacy evolves over time, and that's okay. Let's talk about it. All right. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Intimacy Evolution. If you are new to joining us, welcome. We're glad you found us. We hope you find this helpful. What are we talking about today, Mark?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know the title of this show yet. So,
Well, you don't have to know the title to say what we're talking about. What is the topic we are covering?
we're talking about, I don't know, treating your partner as your equal. There's a little bit of expectation talk in here. There's a lot of talk about trust. There's a talk about, there'll probably be a reference to sex at some point.
I mean, obviously.
Okay. Just as long as we're on the same page here,
Sure. Anywho, where would you like to start?
Well, I give you the floor.
Mm.
To set up the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a story?
No.
No story. Okay.
No, let's I feel like I'm often opening our show. I would love to give you the opportunity.
Okay, I am unprepared, but that is okay. I can be flexible here. So, that the times where, let's say, one parent is off doing something and the other parent is with the kids, and you come home or you're worried or you're thinking like, oh, I wonder if they're doing bedtime right now. I wonder if they're going to make it to bed at the normal time.
Okay. I love what you did there. You gave me a jumping off point. I would love to take the baton.
Go ahead.
Okay. So so I hear this story quite often with women, moms that I talk to at parties and through coaching. And so what Mark is getting at is oftentimes I feel it is the woman that has this feeling come up. In an example, I was at a party and we were talking about one of the gals was going to be going on a girls trip, like a 3-day trip.
Good for her.
Yeah, great.
Love it.
So important. However, she was talking about all of the concerns she had for leaving her kids with her husband. Leaving her kids with her husband. Now,
leaving their kids
with their dad.
There we go. Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. So perspective, language shifting is very important here. And so I came home because I hear it. I can feel where she was at. I can resonate some with the, they're not going to do it like I do. they're not going to do bedtime. She's like, well, one of the things that came up were like, I don't know what's going to happen. They're probably going to be in their pajamas all day long. They're not going to have a bath the entire weekend. They're probably going to be eating goldfish and juice boxes.
Sounds like a good time for a kid.
And I was reflecting on this and I'm like, okay, but are the children loved and taken care of? Are they going to have the best time hanging out with dad? Which is great because you want that bonding, and it's okay. So you don't want them, calling you every 5 minutes while you're trying to enjoy a girls trip and saying, mommy, 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 mommy. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to have a great freaking time there, and you're going to be able to rest and recoup and enjoy your time by yourself.
Yeah.
But then they're going to love when you come home, because then they're going to say like, oh, mommy, I missed this. I missed you reading to me. And, and that's okay. So I think that's what we're trying to get to is you're in a partnership. You chose to have kids with this person, right?
To some degree, yeah.
Most of the point.
I mean, it could be adopted kids. I mean, there could be other scenarios, but again, you chose to be in that situation.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And so, I guess releasing expectations, or help me with some different phrasing here.
Ooh.
Does that sound right?
Yeah. I mean, some of it has to do with what your view of what should or shouldn't happen, which is a dangerous word, right? It comes back to expectation, expecting or wanting ourself out of someone else.
Ooh, you cannot expect yourself out of someone else.
Yeah. And ultimately both people their intentions are completely positive.
Yes.
It's not that in this scenario the husband or the dad wants, to spoil these kids or something like that.
Yeah.
Or mom has negative intentions towards him because she might view it differently. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no. And that I think you touched on that in a good, the intention behind it is always with love. Of course, the other parent or dad or husband, however, is not trying to, manipulate a situation so that the mom never goes out of town again. I don't think that is what it is. They're having a great time. And yes, they're not going to do it exactly as mom would do it. It's just like when kiddos go have a sleepover at grandma and grandpa's.
Ooh, that's another good
not going to be exactly how you want it. And if you keep, you just have to fucking let go. Like
relax.
Like they are going to be loved. They're going to be taken care of. I don't know what else to say about it, honestly.
And it comes back down to this idea of trust. Like we hope we trust our partners to take care of the kids. We trust our parents, we survive somehow.
Right.
So, and I mean, one might argue that, what they did or didn't do had results, but, if for us personally, our kids come back with gum every time.
Oh my gosh. And then our daughter hoards the gum.
Yes.
And okay, I just have to tell this story because literally we got back. What was it? Baseball night. It was a really late night.
Yeah.
So we were like, late night with the kiddos, trying to scramble, get them in bed. Finally got their teeth brushed, get one kid in bed, go to say goodnight to my daughter. She has the covers up over her head, which isn't normally how she sleeps. And I'm like, okay, weird, but maybe because the light was on. I don't know. And so I just go and turn off the light, sit on the edge of the bed, and I'm kind of, rubbing her back a little bit. And I was like, good night, love you. And she emerges from the covers, but she's still laying there on her pillow, and I'm getting some music for her. And all of a sudden I hear, and I'm like, what the hell was that? And I'm like, is she chewing on her fingers? Is she chewing on her shirt? Like, what is she like? It was definitely I'm like, what is happening? So I turn on my flashlight and I look at her and I see her chewing. I'm like, do you have gum? And it was an instant like mouth closed, like, no. And I'm like, okay, like long story short, ended up having gum. And I find it like a package of it hidden under like her makeup table kind of thing. I'm like, where did this come from? Because we usually try to keep the gum put away so they can't get it. But she's teeth were already brushed, chewing some gum. I said, whatever, like we're not doing this again. So go to sleep. So
Yeah. But anywho,
yeah.
back to the idea is
Hope you
that
enjoyed that.
yeah, I sure enjoyed it in the moment. It was funny.
You just have to laugh sometimes,
Yeah, and so if we ask ourselves the basic question, do we trust this person? And if we don't, then there's some bigger issues.
Yeah.
The question is, how come we are leaving our kids with these people, or how come we are trusting them to make some big decision or complete some task or something like that. And just because it's not the way I do it doesn't mean I don't trust someone.
Yeah.
And so I have to come back to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And come out of the weeds of the specifics and come back to the big picture.
Yeah.
So, and
another phrase that I love to share with people is expectations is premeditated resentment. Yeah. Let that sink in for a sec. So like if you're expecting things from somebody else, how you would do them, you are just setting yourself up to be disappointed and upset with that person. And is that what you really want in your relationship? Do you want to constantly be like, oh, well, they didn't do it this way, blah, blah, and like constantly upset? Like, no, that's your person. You want to love and support them. And
I don't want that on either side.
Yeah, it's a partnership. And so I think circling it back a little bit is having these conversations about what your parenting styles are. How do you want to raise your tiny humans? And if you didn't have this conversation before you had them, definitely sit down and have it in a loving, calm environment, not in the moment when something comes up and like, you always do this and I've asked you not to. And like, that's not going to be helpful. So, hey, like, I'd love to chat about some things that's been on my heart.
Well, yeah. And that setting that up is so important. We all kind of know when and where conversations are going to go better. And we definitely know where they're going to go worse. Sometimes we don't avoid them, or we can't, or we just can't stop ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not able to stop ourselves. If I run a bath and we have a bath together or something, it's very easy to talk about most things.
Yeah.
Because of the state we're in.
Yeah.
Relaxation. And so set that situation up for the best openness, honest communication. And it's interesting, you talked about having more conversations, and it comes back to family dynamic.
Yeah.
And we have to be honest with our dynamic, where we came from compared to our partners, because there's some, I don't know where this came from, but it was in research and what in the family dynamic realm. And, both people, you and me in our scenario are, implicitly trying to recreate our own family dynamic in some way.
Yeah.
Maybe not, implicitly, like not knowing or unconsciously.
Yeah.
Trying to recreate our family of origin in some way.
Yeah.
This is how it worked, or this is how it worked, or this is the roles of mom and dad. And so we could talk more about roles.
Just bringing up a lot of stuff for me right now. I wasn't expecting. Yeah. For sure. I've done a lot of work on that.
Yeah. Well, what's your role? What's your partner's role
Yep.
in each scenario and
Yeah.
situation?
Yeah. What was your childhood like? What would you like to change and make different with your family?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the power to do that. You know, I had something and I lost it. Why do I always lose it? Yeah. Anyhow.
You lose it here. I lose my stuff around the house. You know,
Or our daughter takes it. One of the two.
Well, that's she. There's a chair in the living room, so recliner chair.
Another story. Okay.
Yes. If you can't find it, look behind the chair. She always there's stuff behind there.
Stuff behind it. I don't know why. That's
anyways.
her hiding spot. So it's not very secret, but anywho, clearly no. Yeah, but yeah, understand what that family dynamic was, what you liked about your childhood, what you didn't like, how you would like to create your own family dynamics. And also, this is an ongoing conversation because how you're going to parent from newborn to 3 years old is going to be different from how you parent 3 to 5 years old. And then that's going to be different, you know, for school age kiddos and then teenagers, right? So you always have to come back to and revisit this conversation and, you know, be adaptable, be flexible.
Yeah, I say the two skills that I didn't know I needed so much in parenting until I was here was definitely flexibility and creativity.
You are so creative as a parent. You don't even know.
Like, yeah, it's I can't even, there's so many examples. I can't think of one specific. But, sometimes when the direct approach doesn't work, we have to be creative and think about, you know, what the goal is and how we can come to the same resolution.
Yeah,
I see you thinking.
Yeah, a couple other phrases I like to use with our 7-year-old. Well, I've been introducing it to our 3-year-old now too. Is everything is figure outable, and that is from Marie Forleo. She has a book called Everything is Figure Outable. Go check it out. And then, oh shoot, I don't remember the other phrase was. It's don't get furious, get curious.
Curiosity.
Yes. So if it is something your partner is doing and it drives you up a wall, don't get upset. Take a minute, pause, and get curious about what it is that they are doing. What are they trying to navigate? And you can simply ask them, you know, I'm curious about your approach to this. Can you tell me more? And is that verbiage fair? That's not a defensive, right? That's not
no.
Why do you do it this way?
Well, that's critical.
That's more critical.
Yeah. No,
which is going to put them on the defensive.
Yeah. Curiosity. And so in most like basic psychology, master's program, counseling stuff, curiosity is one of the most useful tools that we have for asking open-ended questions, you know.
And this goes with your kids too. So get curious with your kids and what they're doing. Definitely.
And they usually have some logic that's it may be flawed, but
kid logic, you know.
Exactly.
Sorry,
I mean, husband logic. I don't know. So, you know, curiosity is an open and caring way to kind of understand rather than, you know, start an argument. You want to come with criticism. There's only a couple places that goes. Argument or shutdown. Yeah. So,
let's circle back to something you touched on earlier, and that's trust. Trust within a relationship. You know, you are with this person, you have kids with this person now, trusting them in your partnership. And that, again, their intention behind whatever they do towards your kids is with love and, you know, not ill intent. And so what are some tips and suggestions you have on that? If you said if there's not trust, then that's kind of a bigger issue or topic that needs to be covered.
Yeah, well, so now you're opening the Pandora's box, or the opportunity for me to get on a soapbox here.
Let's hear it.
So everyone discusses trust as building trust and this and that. And if you look at everything and you really think about it, you look at the research, trust is not really built. It's actually given. So, yes, there are things that might allow trust to happen, but ultimately for me to trust you, I have to do that inside of myself. If I don't want to trust someone, I can find every single reason not to. I can say, well, especially since our memories are fallible and they're inaccurate for 50% of the details and everything else. And I can say, well, you said this, but you didn't say this. You omitted this. Or, I can get in the weeds and find a reason to distrust probably everyone. But that's me. I am the one giving out or taking back trust. And so if there's a breach of trust, there are opportunities that the person who broke the trust, let's say, can do. There's things we can do together, like honest communication, consistency, over and over, changes in behavior that were problematic. But ultimately, it's for me to open back up because I closed off. I felt betrayed. I closed off. It's for me to open back up and be willing to give that trust to that person again. Yeah. And so that's some deep internal work. And your partner, you can ask them to jump through all the hoops. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But at the end of the day, it is my job to open back up, to trust somebody. If I'm willing to do that, if I'm not, I can find another partner, I guess, but that's a different topic. Because that is always an option. Sometimes there's better reasons for it and this and that, but I don't know. Did I cover?
Yeah. So you mentioned, honest communication, consistency, change of behavior. Do you have anything specific and how they can work on those, or?
Well, I mean,
trust building exercises, or
the good old trust fall. You just close your eyes, I'll catch you. No. It's not as simplistic. It's much more complex, maybe, or I'm trying to find the words to say what I mean. And
I mean what you say.
Yes, exactly. Both. I think listen to our podcast, do board meetings, check-ins, connection exercises, life is all about connection and disconnection. Breach in trust or betrayal is disconnection. So we have to reconnect.
And couples therapy
can
be very helpful, and having somebody facilitate that conversation if there was, like you said, a breach in trust, and you're working on repairing that. And the repair is communicating, but also self-work,
Definitely.
And so that way you can be, willing to give that trust again.
Definitely.
Or open to giving that trust again. So
yeah, I love it. And thanks for ourselves, right? Support groups for ourselves, for our own discussion, our own therapy, positive coping mechanisms, enjoyable activities, all that type of stuff. soften us and make us more open to be willing to give that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Um.
Well, I like that we have on here that people are doing the best with what they have.
That's exactly where I was going to.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you want to expand on that then?
Yeah. I mean, people, as 95% of the people are doing the best they can with what they have. There's a small percentage out there. We won't talk about those. Those are people that are not quite doing that. And think of your serial killers, your serial rapists, these really just heinous bad people. So anyways, we won't talk about that because
was not prepared for that.
That's a very small percentage.
Man.
So people are doing the best with what they have, the skills they were given, or
I mean, I don't know. I'm going on a tangent now. And I would like to argue that
we're not doing it.
Maybe they are doing the best with what they have.
Anywho, kind of. You're not wrong. I mean,
they're resourceful.
They do have some skills to do some of those things. This is taking a turn.
We are not a true crime podcast here.
We are not, and I actually have never heard one. I've never listened to.
I don't watch true crime shows or anything. I'm not equipped for this conversation.
I mean, we did watch Snapped at one time on Oxygen about the women murdering their partners or husbands.
That was. There's just too much darkness in life. I don't need that taking up space. So we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that was very brief and just.
When it first came out, we're like, this is wild.
Yeah. So
anywho, y'all watch the Jeffrey Dahmer show on Netflix? No, we're not going there.
We have not.
But
I will at some point.
Here it's fascinating and very well done.
Yeah.
I could tell from the trailers that it was not a show for me. That they did so well with the show and the trailers that I knew exactly it was not something I would watch.
I believe it.
Also the story, but
I believe it.
Okay.
That will probably be on my agenda when I'm by myself or out of town. She's out of town. I'm out of town. I don't know. Binge watching it by myself.
It yourself, you weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. So
I say that with love, and I appreciate the fact that you would not ask me to watch that with you. So, anywho,
yeah.
People are doing the best with what they have.
Oh, I heard the snort.
Didn't I?
Yes, I'm pointing it out.
Nope, we'll edit that out.
She snorted.
I will not, because that's a lot of work.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, now we're just having fun.
We are.
I think that wraps up.
Well, and I think that, I feel like we talk about that a lot. It comes back to being playful, getting curious about situations, and remembering why you're with your partner, why you chose them, why they are your person. You married them, you partnered with them, you're having kids with them. And if you can't remember, start writing it down. Start writing it down so you can look at it and remember when those moments come up and you're like feeling the frustration or resentment or whatever. You can look at that and be like, oh, they're a pretty cool person.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're mine.
I know I am. Thanks. You're pretty cool yourself.
Thanks. I love you.
You're pretty.
Where are we going with this? Is that you're so pretty?
No, not
that was a legit.
It's a legit.
Thank you. Okay.
She got her hair did recently. So.
I did.
And so
you're feeling all sassy.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that, Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Hopefully something in this episode resonated with you. Why are you looking at me like that?
I just had fun today.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All righty.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you found this helpful, entertaining, or both, please take a quick minute to give a rating and review. That would mean the world to us, and it helps other beautiful humans to find our show. We'll see you next week.